Well, hello everyone. This is Leslie Denman, Creative Experience Officer here at Bold Faith Candle Company. My goal here is really quite simple, is to help you build a profitable and sustainable candle company by sharing my knowledge, my research, my lessons learned, my failures with you, because we're all in this together. And recently, we were approved to wholesale on Fair. And I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know if it's far or fair. I think it's fair. And so one of the things that they really encouraged us to do was to have just showcase the product, not a lot of background, not a lot of fluff. And so even though I have a great phone, it did not produce the caliber of photos that I like. Or if I was able to get a good shot on one camera, on one candle, then it's like I couldn't get that same shot and they were never quite the same. And I wanted it to look perfect. And I just wasn't in a position, just being busy, and I guess not even being busy, but just having a lot of things going on, that I wasn't able to really get a good time to hire a photographer to do my product photography. And so in the essence of time, I just, thought about something and said, hey, I think this might work, because my goal was to just get a consistent look across all of my candles. So if someone was to go to my fair store, it would be look so nice. And I think I accomplished that. And I know that that is a problem or a challenge for many of us when it comes to product photography. Having we know we have great candles, but how do we make them look just as amazing as they are, right? So I'm going to share this with you. Now, first, I am in Canva. I live by Canva in all of my businesses, whether it's my coaching, whether it's my, whatever it is, my different things that I have going on, my t-shirt business, I use Canva. And I challenge my students, like, listen, you're not really serious about your business if you don't upgrade Canva. Even though the free is good, the pro is where you need to be. And that is a very small investment that you can make into your business that has so many options to help you show up in a very professional manner that really showcases and expresses your brand. So I am in Canva, and I'm going to share with you what I did to just get this same consistent look. So let me first scroll, and so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, you see that? Oh, I get excited looking at that. It is so beautiful, so consistent, right? And sometimes when you're taking pictures, you just can't get it the right way every single time, even if it's the same exact jar but different fragrances. Sometimes you try to get in the same angle and everything, and it doesn't work, or it works, but you notice that your label is a little off, and it's like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Well, I'm gonna share with you what I did, and it is like easy peasy. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. First, let me just show you how that looks, right? That looks like, that looks quite amazing. And all the important information that is required is here. And you can see, because it highlighted, the box in yellow lets you know that this is just word text, y'all. It's word text, this word text, this word text. But when you're looking at it here, it looks like the label, right? And we see a lot of mock-ups. What I'm talking about is a mock-up. But you can see some products and it looks like a mock-up. But tell me you didn't know that there was a mock-up. You thought that was really the picture of my candle, right? And you see how it's the same with all of them, the exact same look, crispness, the same jar, because it is the same jar. I just couldn't get the picture, my camera to showcase that. So what you do is you get your vessel and you put the label on without any wording on it, okay? I'm gonna show you how I do this. I'm gonna just duplicate this one right now, and you can click this little, if you're familiar with Canva, then you know what I'm doing. But if you're not, you can come back, kind of slow it down and take it step by step. But I'm gonna just kind of move through this for the sake of time. So I'm gonna click this and I'm gonna duplicate it. I'm going to delete, and then I'm gonna delete the text. I'm gonna delete all of this good stuff, and I'm just gonna go through this step by step so you can see how I'm doing it. Let me take it down a little bit so you can see the whole entire, and this particular size is just my I think it's 1080 up here. And that's another thing. When you're working in Canva and you have specific sizes, and put that in your title. But this is a one for fair. I don't know which one it is. I'm gonna say fair from now. This is for fair and the dimensions that they recommended. So what I did was I just took a picture, right? And make sure that's the right picture. I took a picture. As you can see, the label is blank. And this is what I love about Canva and all, there are other softwares that do this, Adobe and all of that. But again, I'm all about efficiency and having everything I need in one place. That's why you need to get the Pro. And I think it's less than $15 a month, you guys. For everything you get is so worth it. So when you put the picture in, I'll click out. When you put the picture in, the box turns purple. You come up here and hit edit image. And then you'll see recently used. It's called the background remover. And again, this is common. And so you see how I did that? Like, voila. You hit apply. And then what I do is I get out and I hit crop. And I just crop it to just the parts that I want. And I take off all that other stuff we don't need. We don't need that. We just need our beautiful, now our template that we can use. You hit done and bam, look at that. And so what I do now is all about just getting it to the size that you want so that you can see. Now you see how that's just like beautiful, right? And you have to kind of imagine, you want to give it a little space all the way around, but not too much space. The focus should really be in product photography. The product should really be on your, the focus should really be on your product and not too busy in the background, because remember, I tell you, a confused customer does not buy. And so right now you want to showcase, and on your website, it's a little different, but when you're on a wholesale site or something like that, you're competing with so many different people and you really only have like a couple of seconds to capture their attention. And so this is what it looks like. So now you just simply add text, okay? And I'm not gonna go through all of that. I'm just gonna show you, well, I guess I'll do the better than blessed so you can kind of see. And you'll need to have your branding down, which means the fonts that you like and all of that. And I'll tell you this, stay away from a bunch of curly scripted fonts. You must use balance. It looks pretty, like if you're looking at it, but when you have a display and somebody's walking by, again, a confused client, a confused customer does not buy. They need to be able to read it. They need to be able to first see it clearly and then be able to read it. And sometimes I see individuals, they're pretty, but it's just not readable. It just doesn't, it's kind of confusing and makes the customer have to look hard and work harder than they need to. So this is not a Canva tutorial, but I'm going to show you over to the far left, you'll see this navigation and you click text, and then text is going to come up. I always use the same one. And then I just change it out. I hit add heading, and then you see this little box because I'm kind of familiar with this. But if you're not, they have a lot of tutorials on this. I just make it a little bigger. And then you see when you click, if you look up here under this, you see this animate. When you click the actual add a heading, you see how that changes. So you click your font. My particular font is the Optimus Precepts. I just love it because, again, when it comes to my brand, it's simple, but it has a little bit of a kind of a, sophisticated look to it. And so this is basically what you do. You add your text, and then you can resize it as you want. So you can, again, this is obviously too big, but I don't want to confuse you a little bit, but I'm going to show you how I make this work. First, I get the size that I want. Make it look realistic like it does actually on your jar. That's how people are not going to know. Then you see I click this little arrow up here. Again, this is not a Canva tutorial, but I click this little arrow and you see this, it's got letter spacing and line spacing. You see this gap right here? I don't like that. So I just basically close that gap. You see that? Don't close it too much. You want it to look just like it would look on your label. And it needs to look exactly how it looks on your label. And on my label, it looks like this. It's like 3 in a row. Again, you want people to walk by or be on your website and be able to read it, and not all the curly cues and all of that. You must balance it. So if you're going to use a script in one area, then I would suggest you use Arial or a different type to balance out that font. But again, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And again, this would be the template that you use. And then you simply add a smaller text to put your sent. And see that line? You see how it leaves that purple line? Again, if you're familiar with Canva, you know. But if not, this lets you know that it's centered. And that's why I said it's amazing, right? And so I make that a little bit bigger, get it just kind of the way I want it. And then I'm just going to do this for the sake of this now. I'm going to copy this. And if you click this picture and you hit Control V to copy and Control C to copy and Control V to drop it, it's going to put it right in the exact same spot. So it lets you know that, okay, something's off here because it's supposed to be centered. So you'll know. That's what I love about it. And then same thing. When I first did this, I had to type all of this out. But now that I've kind of got it, then I don't have to do that. So I hit Control C, click the picture, Control V, and you see drops it right back in the same spot. You might have to adjust it a little bit. And then from there, you see how that looks? Look at that, man. Look at that. It'll be the perfect picture every single time. And that's what I did. I simply just, and once I finished with that one, I got it just the way that I need it, like this sent. Depending, sometimes if the name is bigger and takes up a lot of space, I have, there's not as much. You see how the better and blessed, because it's 3 lines, the sent is closer, but you see with But God, because it's 1 line, this is ideal. But sometimes I have to adjust. But then when you get it the way you want it, all you got to do is hit duplicate page and go up to the top and just change the name and start again. How cool is that? Now, normally you would not get to see, I'm gonna delete these because this is my real template and I don't want to get confused. I'm going to delete this. And of course you can always come back and, look at this later, but let me zoom in a little bit so you can see, you see that? And it looks like it's a real label, you guys. Look at that. So take your time and put in the word, get your different fonts and get your brand, and you could go to Dafont and you can look at the different fonts and find one that really speaks to your brand. And most of the time the fonts are free. So again, you're just getting started. So don't work harder than you have to, but I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek because normally in FAIR, you don't really get to see the store until you sign up, but I just want to show you what it looks like when it is all put together. Ready? Are y'all ready? All right. Bam. Look at this. Okay. And look at that. You see how clean, neat, and this is the exact label. And here are, okay, this is some of my collection. You don't have to worry about that. But I wanted to show you, see how that looks? All neat and pretty, professional, put together. And I did this myself. I just didn't have the time to get with a photographer to do it. So just taking a little time, using the resources that are available to you and hanging out with me, I'll share these things with you. Okay, so I hope this has been, I hope this has been helpful. And again, hit that subscribe button because I'll be sharing some good stuff with you. And leave some comments, any aha moments. And then, of course, you're going to probably need to go back like I've done on many videos when I do a step when it's, talk. I'm like, okay, let me open it up and go here. Let me see where they went. And then let me go here and go here. So you may have to do that. But again, the first step is if you don't have Canva is to sign up for Canva and get the pro version, which I think is like $12 or something. I know it's less than $15. I've had this for so long. I just put it on auto and forget about it. So again, I hope this has been helpful to you. And until our next conversation, stay bold, stay beautiful, and stay blessed.